Heimdall, or Heimdallr in Old Norse, is often portrayed as an avid guardian of Asgard, home of the Norse mythological earth gods. His sharpness attribute, also known as the brilliant god or the most brilliant god in Norse mythology, is very unique among the earth gods. This then fits into the mythical story of how Heimdall maintains eternal vigilance at the entrance to Asgard, where he burns, connecting the territory of the gods to Midgard, the territory of Earth, the area of men who firmly protects Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking on Heimdall from Norse mythology. As mentioned earlier, the brightest and whitest Heimdall in Norse mythology wields his horn, the 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤, which is used by intruders as they approach the house of the gods and can be heard in all of the worlds of the universe. Basically, Heimdall drank his wonderful mead, lived in a dwelling called Himinbjorg, Sky Castle, or Sky Rock, and portrayed as keeping an eye on the passage to the fortress of the gods. From some sources, such as Prose Edda's book 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, Heimdall also has a gulltroppur, a golden horse of the gods, with a record of the depiction of the gods. One such well-discussed historical object is Gossforth Cross. This is a 10th century Anglo-Saxon cross of northern Lumbian origin, mysteriously characterized by both Christian and pagan Norse motifs. Regarding the latter, the cross probably has a plaque that represents Heimdall holding a horn and a sword while standing rebelliously in front of two open-mouthed beasts. Speaking of horns, Heimdall is also called Hærenskeidi, or ram, as mentioned above, but his sword is often compared to the head and is an attack-oriented part of lamb's physiology, a guardian deity with animals that creates a speculative connection with the Norse. Another interesting hypothesis by the late French comparative philosopher Georges Dumézil is related to the possibility that Heimdall was made to fit the story of the framing god in the definition of the pantheon and the universe. The involved entity, seen in literary works, is a myth. This will look at the charm lines of God's wish. For this purpose, one of the more interesting theories referred to whether Heimdall as a father of humanity was considered in the Old Nordic world as described in the Old Nordiske Völuspá. Other scholars historically have perceived mortgages in the Nordic tribe. As mentioned in poetry poems, historically perceived free farmers, historically perceived jarl or noble. In terms of literary history, it should be understood that Nordic gods and legends may have one of the ambiguity of origin. In the morning, an old Germania imagined in medieval Scandinavia. In Nordic mythology, Heimdall would be the son of 9 girls, known as 9 or 9 waves, but his father is mentioned as Odin itself. According to some scholars, these 9 maidens may represent the 9 powerful and capricious daughters of 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤, the god of the Nordic Sea. In Heimdall's poem, Heimdall himself states that he was born of 9 sisters. Quote, "I am a descendant of 9 mothers, and I am a son of 9 sisters." However, other researchers disagree with the idea that Heimdall's mother is 𝐥𝐤𝐤's daughter, given the lack of literary evidence in ancient and medieval sources. But most scholars agree on Heimdall's mythical role in the upcoming Ragnarok. He bravely stands in the fields of Vigrid and sounds the horrifying call of Gjallarhorn to signal the arrival of giants and monsters. And in subsequent conflicts, Loki and Heimdall are predicted to kill each other. Another myth related to Heimdall is about the above 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 persona, depicted in 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 as a wise and powerful wanderer. Disguised as Heimdall, this wanderer spent time with a couple, giving them advice and conceiving a woman to give birth to future offspring. One of these descendants, in turn, has grown into a remarkable warrior, taking over the Rig's cloak and continuing the tradition of informing the next generation of humans. Sensitivity was considered an integral part of Heimdall, so mythology revealed that Norse mythology had the ability to see hundreds of kilometers day and night. This was complemented by the ability of the grass to detect and hear. It grows on the ground and wool grows on sheep. Regarding the latter attribute, an Old Norse poem states that Heimdall's 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐤 is buried under Yggdrasil, a powerful tree in the center of the universe. Heimdall, who is listening to the vision and hearing vision, he also has his attitude as a guardian of Asgard. In a sense, the Guardian's god not only seemed to be an intruder, as well as a physical plane, but also the time level that raised the fate recognized during Ragnarok's severity. Norse mythology teaches that all gods are somehow special, and that it is his duty and ability to distinguish Heimdall from other gods. One of the hallmarks of Heimdall is the Gjallarhorn, the horn used by giants to cross the Bifrost Bridge and enter Asgard. This means the beginning of the end, also known as Doomsday or Ragnarok. Heimdall is said to have incredible hearing and sight, and was able to hear vegetation growing thousands of miles away. Heimdall's incredible appearance is described as his most compelling feature. He was able to see all 9 areas at the same time. Heimdall didn't need much sleep. In fact, he sleeps less than a bird, which almost always allowed him to watch over 9 worlds. With all his skills and abilities, Heimdall was the perfect gatekeeper of Asgard, the most powerful territory of the gods. In addition, Heimdall gladly left his duty of supervision and embarked on his own adventure under the name Rig. This means king. One of these exciting stories about Heimdall is the story of Freya's stolen necklace, known as the Brisingamen. Loki stole Freya's precious property, jumped into the sea, and hid in a seal. Heimdall turned into a seal and chased Loki to recover Freya's treasure. When Loki finally emerged from his hiding place, Heimdall tapped his face, took the necklace out of his hand, and put it back in Freya's. During the ultimate battle of Ragnarok, historians have discovered another incredible story about Heimdall, stating that the mischievous god Loki and Heimdall were predicted to kill each other. Thanks to numerous television shows and movies, we have had the opportunity to learn about many other gods, giants, and creatures of Norse mythology, not only from Heimdall, but from all 9 territories of the Norse universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe features a number of characters from Norse mythology, including Heimdall. Heimdall, the gatekeeper of Asgard, has been featured in several Marvel films, depicting his incredible ability as a guardian of the entire 9 realms. Nevertheless, he has also shown that Heimdall plays an important role in each of these stories. Without his enhanced hearing, other gods like Thor and his companions would not have achieved all the victories and successful escapes. With the power of Heimdall, he was able to hear screams for help from across the Nordic universe. He then activated the Bifrost Bridge and helped his fellow gods when needed. For example, when Thor confronts a group of warriors against these Jötuns, and when he saves them from the ice giants. What do you think about this video? Let us know in the comments below. Also, press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel to watch our latest videos.